Hello my cookies, welcome back to a new video from yours truly where we have news, reviews, and other gaming jewels. In today's video, we'll be checking out Minecraft, the best-selling video game of all time and my personal favorite. Not just regular Minecraft though, we'll be taking a look at Minecraft in RTX. If you weren't already aware of the news, a few months ago we received the long-awaited RTX support for Minecraft, giving us ray tracing and DLSS support. Basically, this gives us realistic lighting, vibrant colors, reflective water, emissive textures, realistic shadows, reflections, and a whole bunch of other amazing things. DLSS on the other hand makes the game run a whole lot smoother while using AI to bring up the perceived resolution all the way up to 4K. Are you still with me here? We received 6 maps to test out all these features, and spoiler alert, this really is one of the best versions of Minecraft that I've experienced. It's a huge game changer, so much so that I don't even know if I can return to regular Minecraft anymore. Today, we'll be checking out the 6 worlds, and listing them from our least favorite to best of the best, to prove just how amazing and great I'm making Minecraft with RTX out to be. Something really important that I have to mention to you all is that I'm playing this version of Minecraft on a GeForce RTX 2060, so the FPS is lower than what someone with an RTX 2080 would have. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and want more, make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, so with the intro out of the way, let's jump right into the video. We're diving right into Aquatic Adventure, which actually does the water surface correctly, and you'll see why I mention this later. It's a very serene experience, and the underwater buildings do look great. My favorite build in this world is the ice biome-like area with a shipwreck, since it looks stunning and the ice reflecting other surfaces looks great. There is an objective in this world, but it's pretty short and the end is very anticlimactic. I wish it could be longer, but the fact that there is one is good enough for me. As for difficulty, I think it's a bit too easy. In this world, you have to collect 3 letters, R, T, and X, to place inside of a chest in a monument. Getting the first 2 letters is extremely easy, while the last one requires you to travel through the ice biome-like area that I mentioned earlier, but even that isn't dangerous. It would have been great if a danger factor was applied to this world, because without any danger, it just doesn't feel too fun. Finally, I love how the ocean at the start looks, with all the coral and kelp around it. It would have been great if there were fish in the ocean though, to make it feel less lifeless. Next up, we have a magical place called Crystal Palace. Unfortunately, I can't base this entire review on the fact that there's dragons in this world, so let's talk about the other important stuff. The palace itself is gigantic and well furnished. There is an end portal to fight the Ender Dragon, even though there isn't much in the palace for fighting other than a totem and iron armor, so it could be good as a survival world. The world also has a lot of other places in it, like a mine, a farm, and villages. Unfortunately, the water surface looks pretty horrible, unlike the first world, but once you're under the water, it all looks pretty amazing with ray tracing, and it's pretty great to see the kelp, fish, and drowned. For some reason, there's a bug in this world where the maps are glitched out, so you can't see what the palace looks like from above. Finally, the sun looks very strange when it rises and sets, as you can see here. Let's be honest though, the dragons do look pretty cool. Continuing on, we've got Imagination Island. This world is an amusement park that has 4 large attractions. My favorite attraction is the Lava Land, not just because of the sick looking dragon, but because of how the lava pops. This world is one of the best at showcasing how the lava looks in RTX. The lava is extremely bright, especially at night, illuminating the entire area. One thing that I didn't like while playing is how weird the netherrack looks in the day due to the texture pack. Another problem that is also found in a few other worlds is how the surface of the water looks. Compared to how it looks in worlds with better water surfaces, it just looks horrible, which is not good since there's a huge ocean that covers at least 1/4 of the world, and the water rail that's on the surface of the ocean. Other than that, the reflections on the water look good, and it's beautiful underwater. There are so many rides in this world. There's the usual rails, a water boat ride on an octopus, and an ice boat ride, all being extremely fun. You can go inside some of the stationary rides like the Ferris wheel, but it would have been cooler if all of them were usable to that extent. The texture pack is pretty good. Blocks like tree leaves and ice look great, and there are additions to the world like cotton candy, lollipops, and churros. To conclude, it's pretty great, and I mean there are churros, and who doesn't like churros? In number 3, there's the color, light, and shadow showcase. This is definitely the best world to test out global illumination, reflections, and real-time colored lighting. There are 4 different zones: global illumination, underwater, room examples, and light and color manipulation. Each giving you a glimpse of how all these features really look. All of these zones look extremely stunning and are great representations of how RTX looks. In the light and color manipulation zone, there's a puzzle in which you move the light from above to the certain stained glass, so that the resulting light is the same color as the walls in the room. This zone really did blow my mind, but it wasn't my favorite. In fact, my favorite zone is room examples because it gives you examples of how RTX would look in a normal playthrough of Minecraft. However, it wasn't enough. I decided to take it upon myself to create a regular house and see how it would look with RTX on and then off. As you can see, everything just looks beautiful. Aside from my Picasso grade building skills, all the light in the room actually lights up a lot and makes the house look great. The lava in the corner of the room is very bright and you can even see it when looking at the fish tank. Speaking of reflections, the floor and glass in the room reflecting the light sources just makes the room 100 times better. Looking into a fish tank is a lot more immersive, especially if you have your face right up against the glass. This house is so beautiful, I could probably move here, which thinking about it now doesn't sound too bad of an idea. Something I was pretty surprised about when making the house was that the brewing stands are an actual light source, and that for some reason, regular water bottles placed inside of them look red. Moving on from that, the texture pack used in this world is really realistic, and when I say realistic, I mean realistic. Just look at the wood, bricks, and concrete. Pair this texture pack with the RTX and you've really got yourself something truly amazing. Our second favorite map of RTX is Neon District, and just looking at this world for a couple of seconds makes you see why. Before we discuss the RTX in this world, I'd just like to state how amazingly crafted the district is. At first, I thought that this world would be a whole lot smaller, but now I know I was horribly wrong. It even made my game lag a lot while going around the world. There are hundreds of colorful buildings and large structures in the sky that just make this great, even without the RTX. Oh, but the RTX is the icing on the cake. Without RTX, you can see how the buildings and roads just look really colorless compared to when RTX is on. All of the buildings pop out a whole lot more and the world itself is very dark without illuminated blocks. One thing that I would have liked is if the world was a bit more survival friendly, but that doesn't really matter. This world was inspired by Cyberpunk 2077 and was actually first made in a Java version of Minecraft, until it was converted to the Bedrock version to support this new feature. The creators of this world, Elysium Fire, are incredible and I would love to see more builds from them. Now if this isn't our favorite RTX world, then that must mean our number 1 must be pretty great, right? Well, that's an understatement. We're now on our final and favorite RTX world, this being of Temples and Totems, and I honestly really love it, but I do have some gripes about it. In this world, you have to help a village take back their river after it was corrupted by an unknown evil, which is located in the Great Temple. To enter it, you have to obtain 4 elemental totems from temples. This is the only world out of the 6 that has a fully fleshed out story and makes you spend more time going through it. I actually spent 3 to 4 hours completing the story, and I'll be honest, half of it was me being lost, which we'll discuss later. The world itself is phenomenally large with a huge forest and 4 temples. My favorite temple is the lava temple because it showcases the bright lava very well throughout its entirety. Difficulty wise, this world is pretty difficult, and it becomes apparent after playing for a while. When I say difficult, I mean both on purpose and on accident. This world is extremely huge, so the thought that you can get lost is not far-fetched. It's actually extremely easy to get lost and not being able to find a temple because of the lack of signs to guide you. As for the temples themselves, while they are difficult, it feels great completing them, and when you get to the end of a temple, the teleporter is pretty sick. I've also experienced some bugs, like not being teleported to areas when I'm supposed to. Something I did love is the texture pack. It makes it seem like an entirely different game. Going off track for a bit, it would be great if this was a standalone game that had a longer story. Anyways, entities like villagers, skeletons, and zombies are revamped to look more island themed. There are also new entities introduced, like a rideable elephant, fireflies during the night, and tropical birds like a toucan called Samuel. My favorite addition is the fireflies because come on, it's beautiful to see flying light illuminating the world during the night. They changed the textures for all the blocks in the game, which makes the world incomparable to a traditional Minecraft world. They've also given certain abilities to different entities, like poison to Venus flytraps and fire breathing to fire bats. I like the ending boss fight, which I won't show too much of because it's better to experience it than to see it. Expanding on the fact that the world is large, even after I collected the 4 totems, I still found areas that I hadn't found before, and I only found them because I was lost. That's how huge the world is. Overall, a pretty great world by Razzleberries. You get this totally real and not stolen award. Just please pay me the shipping fee. Before we get into my final thoughts on this RTX goodness, I'd like to show you one more world that is not in the RTX package. It's a more in-depth showcase of RTX by Razzleberries with all the blocks and entities in the game. The world is a huge museum that shows just how great RTX looks on regular Minecraft. The museum isn't finished yet though, they still have displays to fill and a whole section dedicated for when the Nether update comes out. But in its current state, it's pretty sweet and gives you an accurate representation of what mobs and blocks would look like in a regular playthrough of Minecraft with ray tracing enabled. The best part of it is that you can see birds dancing to style in RTX, which is probably worth the $300 for a GeForce RTX 2060. Did I say probably? I meant definitely. So after checking out 7 worlds, what are my thoughts on Minecraft with RTX? It is, without a doubt, my favorite version of Minecraft. Forget regular Minecraft or VR. There are some bugs that need to be ironed out. For example, when you're inside water, it can look very trippy and weird, which you can see how here. Inside of your inventory or a chest, the background of the text doesn't appear, which makes the text harder to read. Being inside fog is very strange. Breaking blocks inside of it makes them fade away, and placing them makes them fade in. Your character is also affected by the fog. These last 2 problems are more to do with the individual worlds than RTX itself. The surface of the water looks good in some worlds, but for some reason it looks horrible in others. Also, there are still some blocks that don't look as they should. Holding iron bars in the color, light, and shadow showcase made my game lag uncontrollably. These 3 issues most likely originate from the world's texture packs, so I won't take too many points away. Now, these are issues that I've encountered, and I'm not sure if other people have experienced them as well. Regardless, I have made sure to report them to Mojang. These bugs are also overshadowed by all of the good in this game. Starting off, the sunrise and sunset are 100 times better and 100 times more expressive than in regular Minecraft. Being inside water just looks amazing with the light hitting the fish, coral, and bubbles, and then there's god rays all around you. Similar to lava, ores pop out a lot when mining, especially redstone and diamond ore. I love how when you go outside, your eyes adjust to the sun because of light sensitivity. Finally, back on the topic of fog, it looks great, especially during the night. So in conclusion, RTX in Minecraft is my favorite use of ray tracing so far, and my favorite version of Minecraft. And if you have a supported RTX card, you should definitely check this out. One thing I would like though is if we can have RTX on the Java version of Minecraft too. Unfortunately, our time together has ended, but that's alright, my time on YouTube hasn't, so stay tuned for more from this channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you want to be notified when my new videos come out, make sure to click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. I will be starting to make a consistent video schedule, which will be great for you guys. Finally, if you have any thoughts, constructive criticism, suggestions, or you just want to talk, come on down to the comments section. I respond to everyone, so you don't have to worry about that. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to now move into my new RTX house that I'm going to permanently live in. Expect to see some new vlogs inside of it soon. Anyways, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this cookie, and I'll see you all next time.